Wait, bad of the beat, the repeat. Trilogy, yeah, that's me, that's a free peat. Victory, I got a win.
Yeah, but why do you guys think, yeah, obviously you can say racism, why do you guys think like AFCON isn't rated like that? Like that was a lot of the coverage coming into it, is the fact that AFCON isn't rated.
Racism.
I think because of the level of because you can't lie, man. I've watched some of them matches, bruv. They're not man. Some of the football that's played at the AFCON is not appealing to our eye.
But it's
pitches. Have you seen the pictures? No, but Drew, let me not lie to you, yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. them dead European teams, yeah, that aren't doing niche in the Euros, they play better football than some of these AF teams. I want to tackle it.
Disagree.
I disagree.
I said no. If you get your worst,
Northern Macedonia and that.
I'm talking about that qualify for the Euros. Teams that qualify for the Euros, bro.
Yeah.
That's not Macedonia qualify for the Euros.
But what we're saying. North Macedonia. Didn't you see Pandev and them?
Yeah, bro.
I mean, in the Euros.
How many African teams are better than Scotland?
Yeah,
a lot.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Name them. Let's go. Name them.
Let's go. Have you watched If Scotland aren't playing England, they are not doing anything. Scotland aren't playing England. They lose to Israel. They lost to Israel.
Lyndon Dykes, is probably gonna get top 5, top 10 scorers in AFCON just based on the silly centre backs.
Kill me. Don't kill me. It's impossible.
The level of football. I've watched the AFCON. The level of football that's played in that tournament. I'm not talking about the good teams. I'm talking about the bad teams. And the pitches are just dead, man. And there's not that much.
But that's more the appearance. That's more to do with like the appearance of it. So you can say it's not respected because of the appearance. I agree with that. I agree with that. I'm not saying that. But as far as the actual football being played, like we're not African countries in general aren't like kind of your down and dirty or just.
It's definitely gotten better.
They like to see showing and flashy things.
It's definitely gotten better.
They like showing flashy plays. Like we still call it AFCON ball because they're still going to do crazy things. You're still going to see shots from the edge of the box when it definitely wasn't on. Like that's always going to happen in AFCON football. But they've got like they're better ball players than what people give them credit for.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think if you watched it as well, because I actually seen one crazy thing. It was to do with like the whole power and pace argument. When you take away what they look like, you will see what's actually happening. So basically, I think if Senegal beat was it Poland in the World Cup? I think it was Poland, and a lot of the commentators were talking about Senegal overpowering them, how fast they were, that sort of thing. They then showed that same match, just made it like same movements but without their skin color, and they weren't saying that Senegal players were faster. They weren't saying that they were stronger. They were actually saying Poland player were faster and stronger, and that Senegal were just better organized and tactically. So when you see it in like a different way, like you see the two teams and you know that they're going to exhibit these AFCON traits there, that will skew it a little bit. But without that, I think you'll see that how there are quite a lot of technical players, even the people that play lower down, like they want to play technical ball, not kick the ball forward and run after it.
It's different racism as well, though. Like they just look at us and think, like you lot are black, you're just fast and strong. Just go away.
No, it is. I think the fast and strong thing, I think it's almost a straw man. I think what we hear most of the time is the fact that it's always put in conjunction with lack of intelligence as a footballer. So they just say, "Oh, you're just fast and strong. You have no intelligence." And then obviously, Adama Traore is basically the exemplification of that, and he plays in Europe for Spain. Do you know what I mean? But like, I think that's what.
But he doesn't get looking in that Spanish team. They took him to the Euros, and he didn't get any minutes.
I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But like, they brought him on for like specific moments. Like, if Spain, if the match is spreading, if the match is spreading, they bring him on to move the ball. Yeah, they did.
I'm sure they got him in. They did. I think he got some minutes.
I think he was brought there as a superstar. But quickly, like, I think racism definitely is a factor. But I don't even think like the pace and power argument can easily just be spun in your favor. Like if it's a tournament full of players with pace and power, I don't think
everybody. Yeah,
I don't think that's like a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's when they act like these footballers have no intelligence. I think that's when it's just like it's bang up. It's out of order because there are a lot of intelligent footballers there. All right. There are a lot of intelligent footballers there.
Can I just say as well, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
Can I just say quickly as well, yeah? It's also not only the intelligence, but it's also the technical ability. Because if you look at the standard of footballers, right, that are playing at the highest level, their technical competence when it comes to football is higher than most. Like, for example, with the way you talk about Adama Traore, yes, you can highlight the fact that he's quick and strong, but
his dribbling is stupid,
yeah,
you know. Yeah, I watched him play the other day. His ball control is mad.
Exactly. So it's also, there's a lack of highlighting the technical ability of these players and just focusing
They're just hating.
on the athleticism, if that makes sense. And that's what I don't rate. And we're going to see a lot of that this tournament, where it's like, oh yeah, for example, the way we talked about Yaya Toure as well. I'll never get over that. The way they highlight Toure in his time.
This thing extends further than Africa though, because didn't you you might remember when Xavi was saying that Mbappe and Pogba are just physical, then they've got no tech.
Yeah.
Pogba's one of the most technical footballers that currently play.
Literally.
But because he's black. And Pogba's not even, I wouldn't even call Pogba a strong footballer.
He
just knows how to use his body.
Like that,
yeah, so you can't be like Mbappe.
Like that, sure.
I'll give you that, because Mbappe is like, the way he plays, he's got dribbling, but he doesn't do himself justice with his finishing sometimes. But he's not just pace and power. But yeah, man, I just think they just link black to pace and strong, and they don't think we have tech.
And do you think that's one of the main reasons why, I guess, clubs and the way interviewers ask about, are you happy to play for your country and that sort of thing? Is it just a standard of football? Is it just seen as not the same as Copa America,
why are you
Euros?
going to waste your time with these Africans when you've got all of these quality footballers at your club? I think that's the point they're trying to put across. Like, why you lowering your standards? Unless you're playing for a nation, that's actually gonna have a chance of winning it, then why are you going?
I think AFCON was it's never set up to be respected, in the sense that, well, for one of the biggest players in AFCON don't play in Africa. For one, they play in Europe, and then you have that. You couple that with the fact that this tournament goes on during the season. And it's like one of the only international tournaments to go on during the season.
That's such
it was never set up for this thing to be respected. It was always set up to be an inconvenience. Yeah. So if AFCON was played at the same time as like Copa America, or even the North American
CONCACAF, yeah,
that thing is dead. The Gold Cup, that thing is dead, right? If AFCON was played at the same time as that, I feel like there might be a bit more respect. But it was never set up to be respected because of it's set up to be an inconvenience. Like Liverpool literally have to have a perfect season to come near City, and two of your best players are gone. Immediately, it's just an inconvenience.
The Euros and the Copa America at the same time? They're not, are they?
I think,
are they?
I don't think so.
So why don't they do, if they're worried about like media coverage, why don't they have their tournament the same time as Copa America? In the summer?
You mean AFCON?
Yeah.
Or Copa America? AFCON, they've tried, but you can't do it in every country. So from my understanding, it's rainy season in Cameroon in the summer. And I think they initially wanted to, but obviously with the Qatar World Cup as well, that's gonna mess things up. That was my understanding anyway. And obviously they moved that to the summer. And I think what people's argument is that, they moved that away from the summer, but the Qatar, they're happy to move. I know it's the World Cup, so I'm not trying to compare it, but you're happy to move a tournament that will disrupt the season heavily, and your fixtures are going to be moved around. But a tournament where it's where it conveniences the African countries that are mainly going to be in rainy season. This climate-wise, it makes more sense that
it's temperature as well.
January.
Fair enough.
That January makes sense. So
but even Qatar, they're pausing the league. They're pausing the league to have. Do you know what I mean? They don't pause the league to have AFCON. So this thing
because
there's
not enough teams affected by that.
Yeah, you can still have enough teams. You can still have enough people.
I genuinely think. Look, you look at Nigeria alone. There's enough resources in that country for them to be set up well, to like pay players, have a good sporting facilities. There's enough money there. And you speak of Africa, like there's enough money there for them to really like pattern this. I just think it's going to take like 50 years before this thing is like respected. Like you're seeing a lot of ballers come out of Africa. A lot of people who are like of the diaspora are choosing to play for their home country now, more than they were 10 years ago. You're going to see a lot more ballers. And I think, but I just think it's going to take like 50 years before this tournament is actually respected properly.
On that note, I hope the Caribbeans follow suit, because they need to stop playing for England, man, because there's so many 30 footballers that if they played for Jamaica, that team would be crazy, man. But a lot of Nigerians are I think, what's this guy's name? Lookman's switching his what's it called? Nationality to play for Nigeria. I don't think he done it in time.
Shame that he's not coming to this tournament.
I think what's this guy's name again?
Wobie switched, Zaha switched.
Apparently, Murray Gray is applying for citizenship in his Jamaican citizenship as well. So that's
apparently Hudson Odoi is changing as well.
Yeah, I see him going. Yeah, he's snubbed under 21s. Like,
mate, do you know how many teams that, mate? There's so many teams. I mean, that if they actually chose to play for their country,
someone like I think we were talking about this like last year as well during the Euros because of Saka, like the way Saka was treated. It's like, well, if he played for his hometown, his home country, sorry, it probably would have happened. But I think I'd imagine it's hard to say no to the opportunity to play for England when you're talking about sponsorship deals, the facilities, pay. Fam, there was a time when Nigeria wasn't paying their national team.
I can see why they choose England.
It's hard to deny it, but like it will have to be a you man do it first and I'll do it type vibe.
If everybody's doing it, then I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Because think if we could have called Tammy Abraham up, that could have been Abraham and Kelechi strikers.
Yeah, that would have been decent.
Man, you know Abraham will never play for Nigeria, man. Look at that guy.